We're now joined by the winning connections of Rote from left to right, Derek Smith, MV Magner, trainer Aidan O'Brien, and rider Ryan Moore. Congratulations, gentlemen. I'm going to ask all four of you to move up close to the microphone so the folks upstairs can hear you. Ryan, I'll start with you since you were the one who was out there. Tell us about the journey and also your take on the condition of the ground today.
Well, the horse had a very easy run round. Everything went real smoothly. Ground felt good. He moved well, and we got a nice split when we turned in, and the horse quickened up very well.
This is Breeders' Cup win number 3 for Ryan Moore. He won his first 2 aboard Conduit in 2008 and 2009. And it's Breeders' Cup win number 5 for Aidan O'Brien. Aidan, congratulations. I'm sure any Breeders' Cup victory is sweet, but I imagine today's maybe a tad sweeter just because of the connection with High Chaparral as the sire, and of course doing it for Derek Smith and the gang there at Coolmore.
Absolutely, yeah. Listen, obviously we're delighted. These races are very hard to win, and we're delighted the way he did it. Ryan gave him a super ride, and listen, it was brilliant.
And you just noticed he was third in his prep prior to this event. Was that a troubled trip for him? Did he not get an opportunity to do his best running that day?
No, I think he just got beat first time. He won his maiden second time, and then he won a race in Galway next time, and we always liked him after that, and he went to Newmarket for his first run of group race, I think, and just got a little bit unbalanced coming down the hill first time. It can happen sometimes in Newmarket. After that then he had a little bit of a temperature for a while, so he had to have a break. So obviously this was his first run back, but he'd been working very well, and Joseph had been very happy with him in his work, so we're delighted.
And Derek and MV, such strong supporters of Breeders' Cup, not just this year, but over the years. Can you comment on having High Chaparral? We know So You Think is running later, so that could be interesting, but can you talk about winning a Breeders' Cup race with sired by one of your own stallions?
Sure, here, listen, it's where everybody wants to be, and we're just very lucky to have people like Ryan and Aidan and people around us to have horses to come here, and it's where Derek wants to be, it's where everybody wants to be. Breeders' Cup is important to everybody, and it's a privilege to win a race like this.
And Derek, the name Derek Smith is often seen right alongside in one order or another, John Magner and Michael Tabor. Can you talk about not just your success over the years, but the obviously a very strong relationship? It's like in some respects the Three Musketeers, the three of you owning together and winning together.
Yeah, well, I know which one's D'Artagnan anyway, but yeah, the three of us have been friends for a long time, and we get great enjoyment out of owning the horses together. You know, when you win, it's great to have people to share it with, and it's also great to have them around when it doesn't go so well. So yeah, it's a great relationship we have, and just echo what MV said, we're just lucky to be here and lucky to have such good horses.
Okay, and again, people upstairs may ask a question by going to the front and center of the room, and we'll have questions down here as well. We'll start with Tom.
This question is for jockey Ryan Moore. You were sidelined for about 8 weeks, and to ride Workforce in the Arc, you perhaps came back sooner than you would have wanted. And this is your third Breeders' Cup win. How satisfying is this? And I know you are going to Hong Kong to ride in some of the big races, but mentally, how strong are you are, and how satisfying is this win?
Yeah, look, it's always nice to ride a winner at the Breeders' Cup, and the day's not done yet. We'll want to try and do a bit more before the day's out.
Yes, in the back. We'll get the microphone over to him.
Yeah, I'd like to ask either Mr. Smith or Mr. Magner. You also had a horse in Finale who was fancied as perhaps the favorite coming into this race. Was there any hesitation perhaps on entering Rote based on the fact that Finale was running?
Not at all. Aidan was very confident with the horse, and Todd was very confident with the horse, and as I said earlier, it's where we want to have horses running, and couldn't have enough horses running here.
Yeah, I have a question. This horse was bred by Spears Bloodstock. Who is Spears and how did you get the horse?
A fella called Rob Spears, he's an Englishman, very nice fella, and Eddie Fitz and Rob said that we had to have this horse, and luckily we ended up buying him thanks to Rob and Eddie and Paul and the lads, so it's just lucky.
And yes, Tom?
Mr. O'Brien, you began at Roscommon, went to Cork, Galway, Newmarket. At what point did the Breeders' Cup become a definite target? And finally, one quick question. Now I have both you and Ryan in the same platform. There is a lot of talk about Ryan leaving Michael Stout and riding for you next year. Please give us a comment.
I suppose to answer the first question first about him coming here. When he ran in Newmarket, he finished third, and Derek had said to me straight after Newmarket, or a few days after, that he looked a very good horse and thought that this race might suit him. So listen, I suppose that's what put it into our head then to come here, really. And then the second question about Ryan, like obviously we were delighted to use Ryan all the time, whenever he was available. And obviously he was available plenty in the spring, and he had his setup back, and now he's available again, and obviously it's the same way. And I suppose looking to the future, like with us every year, everybody and everything is questioned and looked into and decided for the following year at the end of every year. And obviously the jockey arrangements for last year were the way we are this year. And obviously, like always, there will be a meeting. Everybody will have a meeting at the end of the year, and then everything will be decided for the following year, whatever way it'll be. But like we were delighted with this year, and we're delighted with everybody that rode for us, and look forward to next year.
What are your plans for the next year? Are we going to see him in rat races? You keeping him at a mile, and are you going to bring him back to America for anything other than the Breeders' Cup?
Yeah, I suppose obviously it'll be Derek and John and Michael and us all will discuss it with him, and then the plan will be made. But I think just Ryan said to Derek thereafter that he thought he would stay further, so I would imagine that he could be a horse trained for the Classics next year.
And we have another one in the back.
Aidan, I think this is your first Grade 1 Breeders' Cup winner since High Chaparral. You've come with probably your biggest team ever. You had a frustrating day yesterday, so is this a big relief to get a win on the board?
Yeah, it is obviously. The lads put so much into this year in, year out, and obviously we feel very privileged to be part of the team. But we feel like when they put so much of everything into it, we feel like we have to get results, which is the reality. So it's great when it does happen, but it's very hard at championship races like this. They're very competitive, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But all we can do is our best. But when it does work and it does happen, like it's a real thrill for everybody, and we all feel very privileged.
All right, well, very well. Derek Smith, MV Magner, Aidan O'Brien, and Ryan Moore, congratulations on a terrific win with Rote in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Well done.